king versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
I am the slayer of kings and gods. Gaze upon my might.
Wow.
I must ponder. Minions, take to the streets. I must ponder.
Okay.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Six, seven, eight, nine. Mm-hmm. Lay them down so I can eat them up with a crab.
The future is clear. Your demise be near.
That's a crab.
Is someone injured? injured?
Swiftly!
Figure it out.
Job done.
Engaging TC-130, mental dislocator.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some out because I'm after your ass now. That's your ass, buddy boy. 6, 12, 13, 16. 8 more? No, hold on.
I just want some peace and quiet! Fire King versus Garrosh.
Victory or death! I am the slayer of kings and gods. Gaze upon my might. Greetings. You serve well. magic word. Surprise me. How unusual. Job's done. Victory is yours this time.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's too bad that you can't go work for a command center while you're waiting for your boss to get you.
Well, if I go to a command center, I'd only go somewhere if he had work. Or had a place for me, you know what I mean? His command center does 90% of the work through him.
Oh.
So, let's see what happens tonight.
The Thunder King versus Garrosh.
I am the slayer of kings and gods. Gaze upon my might. I must ponder. Grow rules. Grow rules.
Prove your worth, Carl.
Perplexing. I wonder. must ponder. For the war chief! Job's done.
Defend the gates!
Your thirst for victory is formid. Victory is yours this time.
Can you hear everything okay, Tim? I see someone else done jumped in too. Can you hear me all right, Tim? Yeah, DU Recorder does just fine. As long as you got a good phone to back it up. And luckily for me, I got a Moto Z Force. It's 2 years old, but it's got 4 Snapdragon processors in it. And it does real well with data because it's actually designed to be pretty wireless. You know what I mean? There's only like one port on it, and that's it. I forgot to cut out the wacky NES music. Now see, luckily what I'm playing is an aggro deck, so it builds up pretty quick. I've made people quit on the 3rd round, but at the same time, if it goes 9 or 10, I can stretch it out a little bit too. I'm gonna go ahead and kill that bear. Get rid of him. So what made you quit playing Hearthstone? It ain't too bad of a game. I mean, I'm a Magic player, but I'm vintage Magic. I don't like the stuff online. Yeah, man. I don't beat around the bush. You know, if they have minions that are on the board that I know I could just kill them, but it would kill my minion at the same time. I figure they're going to come and attack me, and I'm going to try to make them mad. So I'm always take them straight to the face. I mean, what's the point? You might as well, because they're going to turn around and kill your minions, so you might as well get the jump on them. Yeah, I usually don't play too passively, except for if I'm playing a warrior or warlock. Because that's the thing with Murloc Shaman, you got to keep that generator running, man.
It'll grow back.
You don't know what makes sense. My strategy of playing? Usually most people will kind of sit back defensively and try to kind of build that big push like we do in Clash Royale. But in Hearthstone, man, this is my go-to. My go-to is my Shaman and my Murlocs. It's trying to build them quicker or continue to put 1 or 2 out every round while smacking them into the face with at least one of them. Oh yeah, I hear what you're saying now, man. I'll tell you one thing though, Hearthstone's been out for what, 4 or 5 years? And to this day, if you stream on Twitch, they say it's the best game to stream. Yeah, there's a lot of cycle. That's what I'm doing now. But then there's other characters like Anduit. He's a priest, and he's more about defense and healing himself and going for the long game. But like I was saying, with this particular game, they say it's the best one to stream. Graphically, it's very pleasing to people. The interactions across the screen, the sound. And I've noticed one thing. Other than when like a new game pops up, Hearthstone really has more people on Twitch watching than any other game. Especially when Disguised Toast gets on. I'm subbed up to him and he'll have up to 10,000 people on his stream, man. It's freaking crazy. Let's see here, I'm at 7. I gotta have the... What do I want to do?
I must ponder.
You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put her out there. Yeah, that was the white priest with blonde hair. He was real defensive. He can produce a lot of health.
I supply only the finest creatures.
See, they don't want to kill my Tasty Fin, because as soon as he's dead, he gives me 2 Murlocs to my hand. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make him feel pretty special about right now. Take Hagatha back. And then... There we go. Yeah, I know, right? Cast Lava Burst. I forget what the hell that does. We're going to give it to her. Yeah, that's the one that deals 5. So she can eat 5. And then we're at 0 mana right now. We should have... I see that untook my... Oh, that's where my arrow went. So I've got 7 in my hand now. I can only max out at 10 cards in my hand. I wasn't even paying attention to my health. She's going to get me. Especially with 4 left. Yeah, I'm done.
Victory is yours this time.
I wasn't even paying attention to my health. I don't even know why. See, now the mage, she's real defensive. But she also likes to steal your cards. And then, of course, Warlock, he can be very self-destructive. It's alright, it's no big deal. I've only won 547 games with my Shaman. He's my first golden hero that I got. You know, sometimes I can lose 5, 6 in a row, man, and... Oh, I know he did. And he was keeping me just far enough pushed back that I couldn't get myself built up. And I mean, I saw it happening. But I still try to get at it because you just never know what could happen on. Now it's the rogue. The rogue can be a little challenging. Now see my underbelly? He's a new one from the latest expansion. You take him and you take the latest Shaman Legendary, which is a 4/4 Murloc, but what he does is he allows, once you put him on the board, all your Murlocs in your deck and in your hand only cost 1 as long as he's still alive. So to put that legendary with this one here, it becomes a pretty vicious cycle. And what I mean by that is the underbelly says after you play a Murloc, you add a random Murloc to your hand. So what you do is you play the underbelly first, then you play the legendary. Because the legendary now says all your Murlocs only cost 1. So after that point, you cast another Murloc. Your underbelly gives you 1. It's automatically 1. I mean, I've been lucky to have that combo around round 8. Stick those two on the board. Put out a couple Murlocs into the next round. I'll drop 10 Murlocs and have the whole board full. Let's see here.
I must ponder.
I'm going to go ahead and put them out there now. I do have a second one in my deck. And the Tide Caller, every Murloc I put out, he'll get a +1, +0. As long as he stays alive. I've had these guys built up as high as like a 14-6 or a 14-8. See, because that's the wonderful thing about the aggro deck with Murlocs. They all, in one way or another, they get stronger as you get more of them on the board. And they have different abilities to either give them +1, +0, +0, +1, gain +1 if you cast one, gain +1, +1 if one dies, resummon. I mean, as long as you can stay ahead of the curve, you'll be all right. So I knew that one was happening. I already knew it. And these guys here they're the only charged ones. So they're good when someone drops a minion that might hurt you pretty bad the next round. Well, if you can put him out and you got a few others out, you can take down some pretty big guys. Let's see here. I got 3.
Perplexing.
Alright, like you see my Tide Caller just got a +1. This is the Oracle. He gives all your other Murlocs a +1, +1. Or a +1, +0. You see how things start getting pretty big and almost out of hand. Third round and I've got this rogue almost halfway dead. And then with these two here, you gotta like the War Leader. He gives everyone a +2. And this one's always good. I mean, for one, you get to discover a Battle Cry minion. So then that's something else as a bonus as soon as that card hits the ground. They do not like that Tide Caller. Not one bit. It's a good move on her end. Yeah. So now, we'll put this guy out there. See what I can discover. There won't be anything I can use this round unless it's a 0. Deal 5 damage, gain 5 armor. I don't like that one. I don't have elementals in my deck, so that don't help me, but the Fanatic does. Because it'll give everything in my hand a +1, +1 when I do decide to cast her. See, the thing with the rogue is they're full of spells. I never see a rogue act too fast as far as, their turn and the reaction to what just happened. And that 4-3, I think, put either 1 or 2 lackeys in her hand, so I got to watch out for those. So from here, we're going to go with 5 mana. Sure, why not? Put her out there. Alright, we're just going to hit him straight to the face for 7. And unless she can clear the board, I'll have her dead in 6 rounds. And that's just playing aggro style. You know, compared to like Clash Royale, I think the aggro would be kind of like, I'd almost compare it to the 2.6 Hog deck that's been around since, what, year 1? It's something that can be used everywhere. Not exactly the best, but when you get it to work just right, it can kill just about anything, no matter what new cards they come out with. It's kind of standard, even like a giant Sparky deck or a giant Prince deck. And the one thing I like about streaming from my phone, you know, I don't have to just stay stuck in one place. I can be anywhere as long as I got signal. If I want to go outside or whatever, you know, I want to go to the freezer and get an ice cream cone. Even though you can do a lot more with a PC, I'll take the freedoms of a mobile phone for sure. And you notice all she's been doing is trying to kill my army. Hadn't even touched me once yet. Yeah, you could say that. Let's see here. Put a totem out. We'll put Tasty Fin out. Right, yeah, the Murloc or the Murloc Shaman combination has been a staple in this game from day 1. Now you got to figure out. There's even a core set of Murlocs you use in a Murloc deck, but the Shaman has access to more Murlocs than any other of the 5 heroes. There's like the Hunter, he's really good with Mech, Mechanical, and Beast. The Rogues, you know, think of Dungeons and Dragons or even World of Warcraft. Your Rogues are, they're magicians, you know what I mean? Yeah, she almost has a feeling something's going to happen now. She's right. I'll go out with Slurper. See what kind of character he gives me. See what kind of spell I can grab here. Oh man. The one on the right, the Stormbringer. That turns all your minions into legendaries if they're on the board. What am I looking at here?
I must ponder.
I'm better off with the Hex. If I try to show off and I don't make it, it's like bad manners almost BMing. Then they get their foot in the door and come back the other way. Yeah. If it wasn't a rogue, I probably would have pulled that card on the right. And then try to stuff like 4 or 5 characters on the board since she only had 2. And then that next turn around, land up with turning all of those other ones into legendaries and probably have every card with at least a +7 or +5 attack or better. See, if she only kills 1 off, then she's done for sure. Because I'll hit her with the Bloodlust, which is a +3 attack for 1 turn. There she goes. She ready to go. She done gave up. You think she can't play a card with 5 mana in her hand and she got 6 cards over there? There she goes. Let's see if her magic can save her. Alright. So we'll go like this. Silence that minion. Which I needed an extra mana to do that one because I was already overloaded. Son of a bitch. Panic pick. She had 1 second left, and that can happen, man. You start out with a full minute, and when the rope falls, at that point you got 15 seconds. Now they do have a dragon, 6 cost, 4/5, but then it reduces your turn time for everyone to 15 seconds a turn instead of a minute. That's where you better be smart and be on your feet. Because that 15 seconds ain't round after round. Basically, you feel like you're in a you're in the final round on Clash Royale where it's next crown wins. It's pretty crazy. It's over for her. Yep. She wanted to get her smash. She wanted to get that in, which is fine with me.
Well played.
Your thirst for vengeance.
Right, yeah. Let me tell you, you watch someone like Disguised Toast who's at the top of his game, that guy, he doesn't like an aggro deck. He likes what he calls a fun deck, which is a lot of it has to do with RNG, like a random number generator. There's a lot of, we play this card and you play that card. They have this particular interaction, but at the same time, it might bring a card that's just a random card. But depending on how you play your other cards together, this guy he's the reason a lot of people don't play. Forget the hell what the name of that damn card was. I'll think of it here in a second. Yeah, he's got a. Hold on here. I think I'll be able to find it. A Shudderwalk. That card came out 2 sets ago. And that one would repeat every battle cry that has been activated. So that means when you toss a card on the field, it has a ability that it's gonna happen right now before anything else happens. Well, the Shudderwalk will replay every single battle cry you've played in your game, which he figured out a way to put so many different battle cries out there that because of this guy's toes, Hearthstone limited the Shudderwalk to only 20 interactions instead of just constantly going, because he made a guy wait 45 minutes before everything that happened finally killed his opponent. But it just caused all types of interaction across the board, and he was just about being flashy. It's pretty crazy, actually. I'm going to here and change a couple of things, see what I can do. I am thinking, I'll go to my filter, look up Murloc. There we go. This is the guy I'm talking about right here. Scargill, he was from the Rosticon expansion. When it makes all your Murlocs cost 1, and then you got the underbelly. Every time you cast a Murloc, you get 1. You can see how, real quickly, if you got 10 mana, you can fill up your board and you can have 7 creatures that are got 6+ attack. Let's see. You telling me I don't have any Cold Flight? I got the Iron Beak. I got the underbelly. Come down here. See, I'm gonna get rid of one of those. And get rid of one of these guys. Yeah, he turns all of their cost to 1 mana. So the trick is you put down your underbelly. He cost 2. He's a 2/3. And then the next round, like the third round, you're hoping that you've picked up the coin on the flip. So that way you're at 3 mana. You toss the coin out there, you have 4. You toss Scargill out, and he activates the underbelly. The underbelly throws a random Murloc into your hand. And then on round 5, that Murloc you tossed in your hand, let's just say it costs 3 mana. Well, now it costs 1. So you toss that one in there. Underbelly gives you another one. You got 4 mana still left. So that means for everyone that you tossed in, you're going to have 4, 5, 7. Yeah, your whole board will be full by round 4, round 5. And hopefully you get, a warrior type, what do you want to say? Well, your guys that give attack, and like the 2 I just put in there now, those guys give you defense. So, even if you can get just one of each of those out, then, you'll end up buffing your entire... Excuse me a moment. Yes, sir, that's correct. Every Murloc now becomes a 1 cost as long as he remains alive on the board. And that's every Murloc in your hand, every Murloc that comes out of your deck, and any Murloc that pops up through some type of enchantment or ability. See, because you got to look carefully at the wording on the cards. So when it says every Murloc for you, that means every one. Some of them can say only Murlocs that are summoned, or only Murlocs that come from your deck, or only Murlocs that you steal from your enemy. But it's definitely the combo that you want to put together. See, I don't necessarily try to make it happen. That's usually a late game thing for me. Because to get it done early, you got to hope that your opponent's cards aren't in order for his interactions. So basically, he stalled out, and then you take advantage of it. Oh boy, we're going to see if we can make it happen early. Now, of course, you know, with Hearthstone, you can build all different kinds of decks with 5 different heroes and 300 plus cards. But you know, it's just like Clash Royale. Everyone has a go-to deck. I don't really care who you are. You know, but even depending on the meta, I guess people change decks. But you know, there's still a small group of them out there that have been playing the same deck since it first came out. And they're like the person who plays that deck the best because they can make it work even with all the crazy stuff going on now.
Double pay!
Let's see, now I got to fall back for a couple rounds. There's that your dude right there. That's Enduit. That's the priest. What are you saying? Those that play one deck exclusively only play it because they're not any good with the rest of the cards, or what? Yeah, it does. I should jump on CR and just show you what I got, man. I don't have the money to get to 13. Like, I've got a bunch of commons and I got a few rares. I probably got like 8 or 9 cards that are sitting at level 12. I've got legendaries that are 11, 10s and 11s and a couple of 12s, but damn, dude, it's like $50 a piece when you think of the gold that you need and what you got to do to acquire it to max out each card. Yeah, well, I suppose you're right. Then, of course, I don't know why I can't think of his name. He's Spanish, but he plays. He's the balloon man. I forget his name. What is it? Let's see here. I think of something quick. Pompeo. Yes, exactly. Me and you said it at the same time, man. Pompeo's been playing that same balloon deck. And I unless we haven't seen someone else yet, which is probably it, but he is the man when it comes to a balloon. Yeah, I'm a moderator for Backstab X, and this was just before the first CRL was getting ready to start, and we were watching on the last hour of his stream. We was watching all the people that are on his friends list, which are all the higher ups, and we watched Pompeo go from third place. He was the absolute last game for that season. And he came through and took number one, man. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I had never witnessed anyone play a loon so well. He had like 300 people up in his stream, man, and his chat was almost silent because we were all just zeroed in on what was going on with the game. Damn, he's got her up at 1-7. It's time to take her down.
I must ponder.
It was the last match of the season. He was third place, and if he was to win that game, he would have finished first, and that's exactly what he did. Very last game of that particular season. And I mean, you want to talk about pressure, though, you know? Because I think during that season, after the reset, he climbed up to like top 20, stayed in it the whole season. But for it to come down to the very last game of out of 128 million people, they went at it. Because the thing was, it was number 3 versus number 2. And if either one of them won, they would overtake number 1. I mean, it was insane, dude. It was like watching a young Mike Tyson fight. It's the only game I've ever watched, even the CRL games. I mean, that one game had me on the edge of my seat. I'm like, damn, dude. I couldn't imagine if it was like that all the time. It'd be just over the top. Yeah, they are. Let's see here. This is what we're going to do. Yeah, correct. Now you see what I did right there? I threw my coin, used my 5 mana, and instead of having a 4/4, a 3/3, and a 3/3, now I've got 18. I got better than kill half his life off in the next round. This one's good here for clearing the board, but I'm not trying to clear my minions at the same time. You see, if I was him, I would probably take out one of the Murloc Warriors at 5/3. Yep, that's exactly what he's going to do. Unless he's got something to... Yep. It was either he's going to flip the damn health and the attack, but you got 10-10 going on now. That was a smart move. Because like Smokey said, that's going to be your ass, Mr. Postman. All right. Oh, see, I got my underbelly and my legendary didn't come out at the same time. Let's see what I can do. We're going to take this guy here. He's got charge. Put him there. That's good. Take her out. I'm going to put him on the board. Put a totem on the board. Put 5 in his face. But see, he did take my ability of being able to have my underbelly that adds a random murloc to your hand. Because if I'd have had my legendary down there at the same time, it'd been over for him, man. Because everything would only cost 1. Because everything I have in my deck, minus my crabs, my spells, and my Haggith the legendary, you know, everything that came out would have been 1. And that's like 85% of my deck. Alright, we got the Tide Caller, but he don't do me no good right now. 6 to kill the minion with taunt. Son of a bitch. I gotta kill him. Yeah, he randomly kills one. Of course he's gonna kill that one. That's the thing about this game. Just when you think you got it going on, a couple of cards, you're trying to start it all over again. You got 14 and 6. I got 19 and 1. So we still got the same amount of cards. That's another thing with Hearthstone, is defending enough and healing yourself enough to actually kill your opponent with fatigue. So when they land up drawing that last card, every turn from that point out starts out with -1 health, -2, -3, -4, and then you try to make them draw cards that they don't have. So you make the Grim Reaper come along and kill them. I had a guy try to do that to me, man, and I was in one match for like a half an hour. It's long, drawn-out games. It's got all this damn taunt, too.
I must ponder.
Son of a bitch. Start it all over again. 8 turns in, and we're only 28-25.
Say the magic word.
And then this idiot. 4 or 5 to begin with, then when he dies, he turns into a 0-5 with taunt. The worm ain't doing him no good because I don't have no weapons. Because otherwise that motherfucker kills weapons. I got 2 up in here. I wonder if that's my dude. Let's see who I got up in here. My dude in Seattle, he done got off. Then there's Long. Oh, he's actually on board. And then number 11617, that's a guy from South America, from Peru. It is. Because see, now I got no cards in my hand. And I don't have cards that draw other cards out except for my Tasty Fin. It's not going to happen. See, this game would turn into 20 minutes to him eventually winning. Yeah, you got 2 of those, and when they come out, they're 4 or 5 taunts. And then when you kill them, they turn into a 0-5 taunt. And I wouldn't be able to get through that. And the best I've been able to get so far is down to a level 10. And I'm really hoping I can get into the legendary side of this game by the end of the summer. Because when you hit legendary status, that means you're ranked in the game. Man, this is a terrible hand. I'm playing another rogue. Damn it. The whole hand's going back. Well, start out and see what we can discover. I'm going to take him, the Muck Morpher. When you play him, he will pull a random character out of your deck. Oh, I know. My dude from South America spectating now. But see, what I'm looking at is numerically, round 2, good. I don't have to pull out a totem, so I'll pull out my bluegill, smack it for 2.
Mind if I roll need?
Loot Hoarder, Death Rattle, gain 1 card. This one here gives you the lackey, but he overloads you with 1. This one I don't want to play yet because he gives your other Murlocs a +2 on the health, but any Murlocs you cast after him don't get a +2. Unlike with the warrior, that gives a +2 attack. Everyone that comes in before or after him gets the +2 until he disappears. I'll throw that one out too, give me a spell. Oh yeah, we'll take this one. And then just annoy her and smack her for another 2 points. Let's see. That'll give him +1. Yeah, you gotta get out on the board. Put a totem down. I was gonna go after the elephant, but now that I have a O2 with taunt, he's got to attack it. See, now we're at 5. I just threw out the wrong minion. I should have thrown out my Scargill. Me and my fat fingers. So I should have went Scargill and then went Tasty Fin for 1. Still might have this though. You can tell I got her down to 13 already. That son of a bitch throw a damn bomb for 4 damage at one of your minions when you kill him. Yeah, she don't like my crab. They never do. Now we're about to eat them alive. Watch. Then instead of attacking her with the tasty fin, go after this guy because he'll kill it. That'll give me 2 murlocs in my hand, which are going to cost 1. Yeah, everything. Oh, yeah. There we go. And then I'll put some defense down there. See, because now everything's going to cost 1. That means on my 7th turn, let's see what kind of RNG I can get out of my underbelly that's up there now.
Your thirst for victory is
Normally, when I can get into the particular position I was just in now, I've had people concede, and I'll have 10 health and they'll have 30, and I haven't even touched them once. Yeah, that's basically what's going to happen to them if they continue. Let's see if my dude here wants to play a tavern brawl. So I'm going to back up out of here. And see, they got the arena, and that's almost like draft. That's exactly what you do is you draft and you try to get to as many wins as you can. Once you get past 6, you're maxed out on your chest that you can get. I don't like playing that one so much. But the tavern brawl, that's unique types of fighting you can do against each other. Like, you might land up playing decks that are all dragons, or you may even land up playing like a shaman, but you'll land up with cards that they build that are meant for other heroes, but then your hero will get to use it. So it's kind of like wild card almost. And then the other guy that's on long, he's been playing this since it first came out. As good as he is, he gets tired of playing me. I just pull out my shaman, he's just done. Now this event works one way. You start out with only 6 out of the 30 cards you could possibly have. But every round you pick a card. It gives you 3. You pick one of the 3 and you build your deck as you play. So you got to have a little smarts about yourself, otherwise you'll just land up building yourself a terrible deck. See, I can't even back out of this now. The little back button done disappeared, so it has somebody for me, but I don't know who yet. Okay. Oh, I see what's happening. Hearthstone's had a issue the last couple of weeks. See, it shows that I have 4 people online, but it's actually only 2. And it'll show the 2 that were online twice. But the nice thing about the Tavern Brawls is you can actually gain some experience if you don't play too many of the other heroes. Oh, the reason it messes with the Wi-Fi when it's because of this glitch. Look. You see how it shows both of my dudes on twice? Right. And because of what it's doing right there in the menu on my left, it'll cause that situation if someone disconnects and can't get into the game that you're queued up to play.
Gaze upon my light.
See, I don't like to overload, and Eureka don't help me none right now. So I'll take the Lava Burst, even though it's an overload, but it's 5 points at a time. So I can either put my chickens out, or now see, the bad thing about that is I won't have any mana this round, except for the coins that I have in my hand. But since we're at the beginning of the game, I'm willing to take that risk because my coins are going to be in cycle the first 3 to 4 rounds. And as you pick cards, they get less chance of it coming in your hand because, of course, your deck has a greater number of cards. Pint size is good, but I really like my Blazing Invocation, so we're going to go with that. Go with that guy there. He's only a 1/1 as well. So I toss out a sacrificial chicken. And now my Lava Burst has come back up. See, this is also a little bit of RNG as well. But I like playing these wild battles because you don't get to do stuff like this in the normal arena. I've got that Wind Fury going on. There's the taunt minion, but then there's the lackey too. Take him. Come over here. I mean, there's definitely some skill and some thought in the cards that you pick because those are going to be the ones that continue to come up. But the RNG gets to be a little fun just as well. I'll take that one. I'm over here playing like I'm a warlock. I keep taking all this damage and I'm not doing nothing to them. But I'm building this deck. Hopefully, it'll last me another 4 or 5 rounds. Shit, they're gonna have me dead the next round if I don't do something quick. What I should have done was probably get one of those taunts 2 rounds ago. Hey, look, there's my underbelly. He don't do me no good. That's the thing about RNG, though. I mean, you got a little say-so in it, but it doesn't draw the cards 4 at a time right off the top of your deck. It just picks 4 out of there. Oh, shit. Oh, I guess we can try this challenge. I don't have to. I can get out of here, too. We'll go into the wild side. Hey, that's cool, man. You can come team up with me, and you know you can get some practice in, trying some different things, give you a few tips. But I appreciate you hanging out, man. Yeah, have a good day yourself. We'll see you later. And with that, I'm shutting it down.